Good morning, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world. Oh, I was going to do it. I'll have to reach up and do that. Yeah, nice bit of 432 frequency. I'm going to give it a little minute just to see if anybody's going to pop in. I've got till 10. Got till 10 o'clock. Tracy B in the house. Miss Pen. Beautiful people. Hi, Julie, Amy, Rachel Knox. Yay, Rachel. Harms. Second time this week, I know. Lovely to see you. Kirst, morning. Nia, hello. Oh, very good. Linda. Eva, good morning, darling. Good morning. I replied to that email. Bridget, hello. Happy blessed day to you all. May it be a day of heaven and earth. Tony. Okay, so let's get into the meat of it. Hi, Rachel Miller. Oh, lovely to see you all. So the other day I did a video, and if you haven't seen it, this isn't going to make much sense. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Joanne, and this is I just presume that if you're here, you know who I am. In fact, I had a weird dream last night. Somebody was watching my YouTube channel, and they're like, "Oh, you don't have like an introduction to start with." That's bizarre. No, I don't, because I this is just me. I'm Joanne. This is my I share my journey through my ascension, through evolution. And things that I say here, they don't have to be your truth. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to listen. But as I am journeying through my evolution of ascension process, I come in and share my experiences, and my belief system shifts. Okay, my belief system's always shifting because I'm working on myself, and I'm working on taking in higher and higher vibrational consciousness, stripping off these onion layers. And what I believed even 6 months ago, I've just got an expansion in what I believe now. So I'm not here to trigger people. That's certainly not my intention. However, it may happen. And I just want you to know that nothing that I share from a fearful point of view. Things I share are because they're from the heart, and they're actually exciting, because there's nothing fearful at all about this reality unless we make it that way. So I did this video about the 3D to 5D trap, knowing that it was going to ruffle a few feathers. Okay, it's something that I've been trying to put out for a while, and I'm going to go through some of the comments in that video, and I'm going to open it up to Q&A here if we have some time. Miss Pen, darling, it's 9:26 a.m. here. Good morning, Neil. So I just want to clarify a few things and comments that people have put in the comment section from my point of view, because I think mostly there was a welcomed reaction. There were a few people that weren't very happy. There were a few people that it didn't resonate with, and that's good. It's not a bad thing. It's good. And the more questions I get, the more I can question myself, and the more I can dive into my belief system, and the more I can widen it. So it's a beautiful thing. But just to clarify, when I speak of energetics. Okay, I speak of the energetics of situations, about the the spiritual nature of things, about the multidimensionality of things, about the quantum reality of things. I don't speak of, really the physical reality of things, because it's not really the reality that I live in. So when I share things, I'm sharing them from my energetic stance. And for example, there was a comment like, you just kind of making this all up, as we all are. And the answer to that is, I mean, making it up. I don't know if I would say that. I'm led by my heart. I'm led by my other vibrational versions of myself, my original creator of my soul, who I connect into each morning, and the pure stream of consciousness that I connect to throughout the whole day, particularly, when I'm working, or when I'm connecting into any kind of information. So I wouldn't say I'm making it up. I would say I'm just experiencing, and I'm just sharing my experience. And it's a good thing that I've shared about the 3D to the 5D thing, because it's about a limitlessness. It's about a freedom. It's about, I think many people have already ascended from 3D to 5D. In fact, many have gone to 9 already, vibrationally. Okay. So this is a really awesome, positive thing. It shows me that we've already won. And the narrative of the 3D to the 5D, consciousness is so limited. So for us to believe that we can only reach a 5D vibration or a 5D consciousness limits us so much, when we're really limitless beings. That's our power. So what I shared isn't a fearful thing. It's I think some people have given their power away. I'm just going to speak straight here, okay? Some people have given their power away, and that's okay. This isn't a judgment. It's just an observation. I don't know how many times I say that in a day or a video. But anyway, it's true. So to believe that, Nasara or Jasara is going to give us our freedom and we're just going to wait till then, you're giving your power away. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying you're giving your power away. To wait for a big flash in the sky, and everything, we're going to be in this brand new, world, is giving your power away. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but what I'm saying is, to wait for that to happen, you're giving your power away. To believe that one person, who may have been the president of the United States, was going to be the savior of all, you're giving your power away. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. That's not the truth, but you're giving your power away. To believe that we are going from a 3D to a 5D consciousness, you're giving your power away. And I'm all about sovereignty, not about giving power away. Right. I'm not saying I haven't been in these places. I absolutely have. I'm not saying I haven't had these belief systems. I absolutely have. And if that's where you are and that's what you believe, that's fabulous. That's you be you. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. I'm not here to tell anybody what to believe. I'm just sharing my experience. And my experience isn't your experience. It's never going to be. We're not the same person. But because you're here watching this, you're more likely to resonate with my experience, because that's how vibration works. And as I raise in consciousness, there are people who might not want to raise in consciousness, and they might just drop away and they'll find somebody at their own consciousness. But if you're listening to this, and that's absolutely great, right? Because that's their choice. That's their soul choice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But as I rise in consciousness and as I expand my belief systems, and as every day I grow to be the best version of me possible, to be in service to the original creator of my soul, true source creation, the more I expand, the higher my vibration goes. If you're here, and it's resonating with you, you're also on the same vibrational space, and you're raising in consciousness. It's just how it works. So people are going to drop away, and new people are going to come in, and that's just the nature of the reality. And it all really depends on my vibration as to who is going to be drawn. Because I don't want people here that don't resonate, because I don't want people to be in any other space than sharing with someone who's in the same resonant space. But I don't want us to be stuck in a lower consciousness because a community tells us this is a fact. So I'm going to go through. Hi, Free Spirit. Hello, 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 hello. So I'm going to go through some comments, because there was some really valid points made here. So I'm not going to say the names of people in case they don't want to be, hit up. But anyway, so someone says, all narratives and theories have gotten us to this point, positive or negative. They served their purpose at a time and have now naturally evolved into the next concept that will help us along, a transition. I feel the 3D to 5D narrative helped many in grasping the idea of other dimensions. I know it helped me. And they say, now that you're putting forward just feels like a natural progression of our evolution of consciousness. Thank you. Couldn't have said this better myself. The 3D to 5D has been a way for us to understand, perhaps, and break out of programming so that we can start to understand this dimensional space. Everything is perfect. Everything is divine. So everything is as it should be. We were meant to learn about this 3D to 5D, because if we didn't learn about that, then how could we possibly understand and expand to, a higher consciousness or a higher way of understanding? So thank you for that comment. It's absolutely perfect. Most people resonated, to be honest. Another person, I believed the 3D to 5D as well, just because I wanted out of the 3D so bad. But I do know now that it's a process. It's like a diver. You can't just come up to the top quickly. This is a really good point. Your body can't handle it, or like climbing a mountain. You have to go slow, or you get altitude sickness from lack of oxygen. So this is an absolute huge point as well. Many people, for example, want their third eye on, and they want it on straight away. And what I say is, well, what happens if you go to sleep and you wake up and you see everything? What happens if when you're walking down the street, you see the attachments to people and the demons behind people and angels? And because it's not just the nice things you see everything. How do you handle that? This is how people end up in, asylums and mental institutes. So it has to be a process, and it has to be gradual. And this is why our belief systems expand exponentially. I don't know where that word's coming from. There's obviously a higher version of me in the suit right now giving out big words, because I have no idea what that means. So it's important that, we go through these stages of expansion. Because if you think about everything you've learned from the moment you were sleepy till the moment that you've woke up, and we're always expanding, right? Some people are dozing, some people are snoozing, and that's okay. But if you think about all the information that you've learned, can you imagine learning all like that? How does your human conditioning, functioning, programming, how do you navigate that without going absolutely insane? Do, 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 do. So someone said, I've known this for a long time. I admit I've used the 3 to 5 with family members for sleep, trying to explain to them we are more than what we believe we are. So that's also a very, very, very good point. Let me find, why can't I find the one that I... really wanted to talk about. Why can't you never find it when you're looking for it? Finally, someone makes sense. Learning to understand yourself and no further judgment either way, you or another person or situations, no longer, no fear of anything. If you think about 3D to 5D as well, there's just a lot of fear there. You know, division. There's a lot of division there, and we're not about division. Okay, so this was a good point. So someone puts, so what are we to focus on if not 5D? Can you explain further? Do we just use the word ascension and affirmations? Could you guide us how to move forward without being trapped? If we don't know what frequency to align with, not sure what to do now. Thank you for this perspective. Your highest timeline of all. Like, none of my affirmations, and please correct me if I'm wrong, none of my affirmations have said 5D. Like, I'm always about the highest timeline of all, the highest vibration of all, the highest version of me possible, you know, the best version of me possible in this now moment. You know, let me carry the most amount of light that I can handle, the highest light quota. It's never been about putting a limit on that. So, you know, really, the person who's wrote this, look about why were you limiting yourself? Do you have a belief that you have to be limited? This is about expansion. Use the word expansion. Use the word that comes with, you know, ascension. You use this highest timeline of all, you know, the highest consciousness possible. I hope that answers your question. Any kind of limit you're putting on yourself you're trapping yourself. You know, it's also like any kind of label that you put on yourself. That's almost like a trap in itself, because you want to become that label. I know that certainly was my experience through a massive majority of my life. It's why I don't really like, you know, saying, you know, I'm a light worker, I'm a grid worker, or I'm a, you know, earth guardian, or I'm not really into labels. I'm just Joanne. And do I do all these things? Yes, of course I do, but it's only part of what I do, of what I am. I'm everything, you know, just as you are. So Jessica put, and I need to be very careful with how I answer this, but sorry, I've just said your name. Doesn't matter. I'm curious to what you mean by being bought off. Are you literally speaking? I can't read the rest of what she's put there, but what I'm meaning is, there are certain parts within this ascension journey, particularly people who have a public platform. The more people have viewing that public platform, the more they are targeted to a certain degree. And that's why a lot of people are suppressed. The numbers that you see here aren't necessarily true, okay? Because you're more likely to go and listen to someone who's got 5,000K subscribers, like people are following them, so they must be speaking the truth. It's not necessarily true, certainly from where I am. I'm also saying that I'm also not saying that they aren't speaking the truth. They may very well be, okay? There are a lot of very genuine people out there. However, what I meant by being bought off is the majority of people get into this kind of work because they are drawn to this work in service, okay? The only reason I'm here right now is because I am in service. Why else would I go on a public platform that anybody in the world can access and see what I'm talking about if it wasn't in service? Like, I share so many things in here that are personal to me. There are many people that have big, massive channels they don't share like I do. I share my personal experience because that's very important to me, because that's my truth. Somebody else's stuff out a book isn't my truth. Information that I've watched somebody else say and I regurgitate it isn't my truth. But it's easier to do that. I sit here and I put my heart out and share my soul and my experience because I'm in service for no other reason. And most people start out this way. But to let you understand, the more attention people get, like the more likes in my channel and the more it's shared, the more responsibility I have. To me, it's a responsibility about what I'm sharing and the words that I put out. It's not about attention. It's about, that's a responsibility. Because my words, the words that I say, some people can take very literally. So I have to be very responsible in what I share. And that's why I say this is only my truth. It doesn't have to be yours. It's only my perspective. But there comes a time, perhaps, when somebody is in service and then all of a sudden they get a big, massive following, for example, or, they very slowly and gradually start liking the adoration. And what happens is a night side version kind of steps in and they can start being driven by another motive rather than what they initially started out for. People can be offered money to put forward certain narratives. And that's what I mean by selling out. So does time collapse when we call back all energy to our current self? I would say no. When we call all our energy back to our current self, make sure if you're doing this, that you're doing this through protection and you're using some kind of a ray, like the golden ray of Christ, because you don't want that energy coming back anything other than from unconditional love, but it just gives you your energy back. All right. And then they say, we're calling our fractals back to self. It's not that simple. Fractals need healing before they, they become whole again and can be integrated. So this is a very kind of complicated question with regards to that I can't quite answer in this moment. If there are no parallel versions of ourselves left, does this universe cease to exist? I don't know if we're going to get to a point where there's no parallel versions of yourself left. Anyway. So another self-limiting label is my understanding. Thank you. My question is, why September? Not when, but why the importance of that present moment in an infinite universe. I don't normally believe in times or dates, or, I don't usually speak of these things, but there are certain, I don't really know how to explain this. There are certain windows of opportunity within certain portal dates, within certain alignments, energetically, with regards to there's lots of things, the sun and solar winds, and there are certain windows of opportunity for this massive amount of growth. And I just feel that there's a point in September and where this happens for the collective. I think already some people have already gone at the end of August through part of this ascension process. Some people have already experienced this, but it's almost kind of like a cutoff point in September where it's done. I can't. Oh, here we go. I love this question. So interesting. I don't resonate with the idea of judges grading me. I am of source, and nothing of source would presume to judge others. Maybe you're seeing a manifestation of your own capability to be self-critical. I sat with this for a while and I love it. Thank you so much for this question. Stuff like this, it really gets me, like deep diving and stuff. So thank you. So there's a few parts of this. if we are not judged spiritually, then karma doesn't exist. And if karma doesn't exist, then what's the point? That's the first thing that I'm going to say. I absolutely believe in karma. And when I remove certain entities, beings, they don't go to the light because they're not of that vibration. They would just like explode. They go for judgment. They go to a court system of judgment. So although the highest original creator of your soul may not judge, there are certainly other beings, the lords of karma, for example, that it's their job to judge. Like that's their job. And I believe Earth is a massive school. This is where we come for soul growth and soul evolution, right? So when you're at school, you're tested to see what you've learned. And it's no different here. No different here. So it's not about me being self-critical. It's about my belief system of knowing that there's karma and knowing that we are responsible for our actions and our choices. And there is the karmic ties that are connected to that. The other part of this question is that I believe it's an ascension process. Okay, so we are going up in vibration, up in consciousness. We are connecting to multidimensional versions of ourselves and bringing them into this now moment to allow us to access new gifts and talents and knowledge. And we can't just jump into these spaces unless we're ready for it. And how do we know we're ready for it if we're not tested and initiated and graded on that? So it's a beautiful question, and thank you for it. But that is my answer. So although, source, original creator of our soul, wanted to experience everything we are, but to return back to that place, we have to kind of be as pure as we were when we were created from there. And that's a process. That's a process of falling and finding our way back, which is the ascension process from what I can see. And we can't get to that space without the judgment, or it's not really judgment. It's more like a grading. That's why I said karate. It's not like, oh, you did good and you did bad. It's just like, well, where are you vibrationally? So we know kind of where you slot in. That was the other question that I wanted to really touch base on because I thought it was absolutely awesome. There was also somebody who I believe has left the channel and they just didn't get it and they felt like they'd been conned. They said, are you guessing like we all are? This isn't helping anyone. And left with a comment saying, I just trust me. Like, I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. But I'm on my own now because I can only trust myself. And my reply to that is good. It's time to just not listen to anything and go into yourself. This is important. It's important that you know what resonates with you. I'm not here to break people's belief systems down. I'm not telling you what to believe. If that still resonates with you, awesome, go with it, right? Perfect. But that's awesome. It's awesome that conversation has led that person to go, right, I'm not trusting anything but myself now, because that is sovereignty. And that is beautiful. So well done, you, even though you may never see this. Very proud of you. You should be very proud of yourself. Because this person was in a state of confusion and was just like, whoa, like all these other people are telling me this, but this person's telling me this. And, I think there really was a resonance with what I was saying. So there was this confusion building up and right, I've got to get out till I can figure this stuff out myself. And that's exactly what we should be doing. That's exactly what we should be doing. Hello, Bill. Oh, Julie Marie Stewart. How are you, darling? Tara O'Neill. Has anybody got any questions for me? I've got about 8 minutes. So any questions about the 3D to 5D thing, if you have any more, you can put them in the comments. I'm happy to keep doing these Q&As until we've answered them all, or at least given my perspective on them all. Billy, did I say hello to you? Hi, Mark. Jamie, hello, darling. Stacy. Oh, good night, beautiful. Sleep well. Victoria. Oh, Victoria. Veronica. Why am I calling Victoria? Veronica, when my husband died 6 weeks later, he appeared to me crying, saying he's sorry. I told him I tried to tell you, but I forgive you for everything. It's beautiful. Beautiful, Veronica. Thank you for sharing. Gisela, hello, darling. Mel G, hello, you beautiful soul. Journeying soul therapy. Totally agree. Resonate with everything you're saying. You've got this dress too? Twinnies. Rachel Johnson, hello. So that's my Q&A, answering the questions from the 3D to 5D thing. I hope that helps. And if you have any other questions, please pop them in the comments. I read all the comments, all of them. And I send my love to everyone, every comment. When I put a heart there, it's because I'm sending you my love and my gratitude for taking your time to share your journey with me, because this is what it's all about. Although this is me sharing my journey, it's not about me. It's about all of us. It's about us all. Harms. Thank you. Everything you're saying makes sense. Thank you, Harms, because sometimes, it's hard to explain these things because energetic things don't have English language, So thank you for that, Harms. I appreciate it. Awesome, Tracy B. Okay, beautiful people. I am about to get ready for my session work. I'm going to do another video about the one-to-one mentorship that I offer. There are some spaces coming up next month. But I'll do a video about that soon in case anybody is interested. I haven't actually put it out there. I've just put it out there within my Patreon community, but I'm getting the push to put it out here. So I will. But I'll do that whenever it comes in. I love how you all interact with each other. Such a beautiful family we have, isn't it? A beautiful family. And if you are here and you can't comment, it's because you're not subscribed to my channel. And I'm not being elitist. I'm just very protective over our little community here. So if you want to join our community, you can subscribe to our community. This is a safe space for us all. There's an even safer space on Patreon because I can say a lot of things I can't say here. Anyway, I look forward to catching up with you as well, Stacey. Okay, beautiful people, have a day of heaven and earth. And that's not a 5D heaven, my beautiful brothers and sisters. That is limitless heaven of all you deserve and all the love that you could ever imagine, and the joy and the abundance and the beauty and the wonder of it all. Have a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. Thank you for being here. And please, 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 please leave any questions or comments in the comment section, because I would love to keep expanding on this and having more conversations and opening up more so that we can all feel into what's happening here. The more we discuss it, the more people that are aware of it, the more we shift to higher and higher and higher states of consciousness. I love you, and I'm gonna hang up now.